everybody, welcome back to the channel. Day 25. Oh my god. And I'm kind of reflecting on my job search journey and how it's evolved in the past month, and the lessons and the wins that I've had, and some things that I kind of wish I knew sooner, right? I mean, this is my job, I know this, but I think you're always in the I hate that glare, so I'm gonna put my glasses down like that. That glare. Ugh. I wish. Anyway, I'm not gonna get tied down by that. So I'm gonna share what are some of the things that I've done and then we've done together, because you've been on this journey with me, and so how we've evolved. I mean, week one, it was pure overwhelming, figuring out what well, I wasn't really figuring out where to start. It was just how to communicate that to you, how to communicate that, where do we start. There was that, and redoing my LinkedIn profile. I think that was huge. Reviewing my LinkedIn profile, my resume. That was probably the thing that I think was the biggest challenge and the biggest hurdle that I did. And this was all because a girlfriend told me, you may need to reshuffle, review. A former colleague said that. And so those suggestions were very, very helpful. And then, and then week two, it was about getting into the groove of sending out resumes, not sending out resumes because people don't really do that anymore, but applying applications, practicing in networking events. I've attended a couple of events to kind of help me get out there, get familiar with a lot of different things, a lot of what AI is doing in the industry, and so just getting myself out there, and practicing the interview process. That has always been a huge thing. Taking some advice from one of the people that I interviewed with, taking advice, some suggestions that they had, and then week three, it was about facing some setbacks, talking about resiliency and talking about how to balance things, and really keeping a positive mindset, because during this time we're all going to go through ups and downs through this process, and it really is honestly about keeping consistency, having a routine, being resilient, and just knowing that this is a moment. This is a moment in your life that you do not want it to define you. So in week four is about smarter, not harder, using better tools to kind of help yourself, and thinking strategically, and working on your STAR method. And sometimes the STAR method is just how well you tell a story. Are you a really good storyteller? And if you can master that, I think your interviews will go so smoothly. But necessarily, you can even master your interview and still not get rejected, or it could be honestly no fault of yours, in that the jobs are just, they're going through something really funny right now. Really funny in the sense of people are interviewing for work, interviewing for work, what the heck, Lauren? Blah, 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 blah. Interviewing for roles and then getting rejected, and then the job gets reposted. That's just never happened before. It's happened, but if you've had over 1,000 people apply for this job, and you mean to tell me you couldn't find out of those 1,000 people anyone for the role. And the only reason I would say is if you relist the job, um, it could be that it could be that you've changed some things about the job, you've changed some job details, some expectations and different things like that. You've retooled the job and then you've reposted it. But if the job has not changed and you've reposted it, there's something going on, there's something going on, fishy going on. So week 4, it's all about using some tools like your tracker to keep track of everything, responding back to candidates if they do reject. Responding back to interviewers if they do reject you with a thank you for the conversation, disappointed in not moving forward, but if anything in the future aligns with my skill set, please reach out to me. And it's always just because you don't ever want to leave like a bitter taste in someone's mouth, even though they are leaving lots of bitter tastes in our mouths. But we will deal with that when the time comes, right? And I think it really is about working smarter and not harder. And take your breaks and exercise. Exercise and getting out of the house, because that will help you on your journey, because we really don't want anyone to like burn out or just get so depressed, and you feel as if like nothing's going to change, and we really don't want really want that to happen. We don't want that for anybody. And always like the productivity tools that you use a tracker or however you want to keep your applications or your jobs that you've applied to, keep them all in some sort of trackable form. You definitely want to do that. And look at more than LinkedIn. Like you've got like remote jobs, flex jobs. You've got all these different Glassdoor, Indeed. You have all these. The EDD is good. EDD is slow, but it has some good jobs there. And if you need to do that to continue to gain unemployment, that's always essential. And then like using kind of things to track like Notion or Trello or Asana. Or if you created, like I have a Google Sheets tracker that I utilize. And then to make everything easy, you can use Calendly to send out to people if they want to schedule an appointment with you. You can just send it out to candidates, and that has worked really well for me. And I don't think I've ever talked about that, but I have a Calendly account, and when I'm responding back to interviewers or anyone, my Calendly is always available for people to schedule a time to chat with me. And that has helped, because that has helped the recruiters who are looking for people like myself. They can just go on there and select a time, and usually I don't allow anyone to do it with under 24 hours, so it has to be over 24 hours. And so that is that's been a huge weight off my shoulder in trying to schedule with people, as I just use Calendly and I send that out, and then I've set parameters for my Calendly account on when I'm available to interview and when I'm not available. So that has been truly helpful. And it also makes you seem it doesn't make you seem, you are very organized, and that has helped a great deal. That's showing that part of yourself in which you're organized, that has been very, very helpful. So there's always that. And then, just having a clear system really means you less stress for yourself. having some sort of organization or routine. You get up, you don't just lay in the bed, you actively do things. Yeah, that has helped me a great deal. Helped me. Mm. So yeah, and then I had dinner with a friend last night. It was good just to to be out and about and just talk to people and just be present and and just get out there and feel as if you are a part of a collective of people, instead of just in looking at your four walls. So that was really great. So just a reflection of this month, because I think we've got like 3 or 4 more days, no, 3 more days. I think I've learned that searching isn't really just about like sending out applications, but it's really about being strategic, resilient, and kind to myself, because I'm my best friend. I'm most loyal person, besides Claudia here, um, and using the tools that we have available to us, to have a more balanced life, and how you stay motivated, how you stay present in this moment, and these are the times that really make up the character of who you are. And so I mean, these are my honestly my feelings about it, and it's been a game changer in my job search, and that I've really been reflecting on how I've been resilient, how I've not let this take me out of my character. That's one thing. I'm just one thing I'm really proud of myself in, that this job search has not brought me into being negative. It has not brought me into talking bad about people. There's just some situations where I've been in where the people and how they treat you, I would never want to work for someone who treated you that way. So these are all really good examples of why, these types of situations really build your character. They really show you who you are, what you're capable of doing, and what you're capable of accomplishing. And during the rough and hard times, you see who and what you're made of. Just makes me feel really good to know that I can weather a lot of shit. I can weather it. I'm strong. I'm capable. I'm positive. I am, I don't have any limits. There's no limits to the things that I can do, So I just think that this has been a time for me to really understand where I fit in, and what, when I go through hard times, what do I rely on? And I rely on myself. I rely on those friends and those family that have kept the positivity going. There have been those moments when I have cried, and I was able to survive that, and I was able to make it, because I had faith in myself, faith in my abilities, and I know that I can accomplish anything. And I'm not even looking for the opportunity, and I will meet when it is beneficial for both of us. How about that? That's a game changer right there. So I'll see you tomorrow, and we'll talk about we'll talk about whatever, because the month is dwindling down, and I feel really good about this month. I feel really like I accomplished a lot. I mean, YouTube is keeping me honest. It's keeping me encouraged. and I'm loving every minute of it. And I can't wait to hear about some of the journeys that you're going on and what you're experiencing, because you know, life is joyful. Life is it's amazing. It's tough. It breaks you down, but it builds you up. It knocks the wind out of you, but then it gives you absolute breath. You know, I drove by the ocean, and the amazingness, the grandeur, the limitless of what the ocean looks like. And you know, I just think about like I love, you know, listening to Neil deGrasse Tyson talk about the universe, and I am a science fiction lover. I love Isaac Asimov, and I am a science fiction geek. I love that stuff. I mean, I'm reading Silo right now. Still haven't finished that book, and the reason why I haven't finished that book is because I am a recovering voracious reader, and that means I am recovering from gobbling up and reading a book all in one day, and I don't do that anymore, because when I did that, I never really enjoyed the book, savored it, like just wallowed in it, just till like in the bath, like till your hands get pruny, you know, I've just never been that person. I was always the open it up, it strikes a chord, and I have to find out the ending. It is, I can't wait. I need to just devour the book. I was voracious, and I was like, I'm gonna read this to the end. And so much so that if I started the book at 2:00, I was 10 hours of just reading the book until it was 2:00 in the morning, or 3:00, or sometimes 4:00, reading a book until I finished it. And yes, I could say, yes, I've read that book, but did I read it to understand? Did I read it to comprehend? Did I read it for the sheer fact of just to say I read a book, right? But so that's my story. So I am still not finished with the book. I finished Silo, but I'm in the second one. I think it's Shift or Dust. I keep getting those two mixed up, but I read probably like 5 pages last night, and when I wanted to read more, I stopped myself, and I need time to like kind of stew in the story, because stewing in the story gives me a sense of characters. So that's why I'm taking my time. So I'm a recovering voracious reader. So thanks so much for listening to me gobble on about this book. And I think I'm gonna finally, at some point buy a camera, because I'm tired of recording on my phone, because all these things keep popping in, and I'm like, what is that? So I'm probably gonna buy a camera. So yeah. All right, I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right, bye.